Phoenix, you might want to zip that up just a little bit higher, man. Just a little bit higher. Or like put it behind the shirt or something. It looks a little bad right now for you, not gonna lie.
He's like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen that locket before in my life.
Macy's the other day.
The locket store. Say.
Yes.
I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Come again?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Because there's no fucking way. Sorry.
Well,
Because it isn't.
now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly.
Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
All right, serious competition.
Competition, seriously, guys.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these
What
words?
the fuck are you about to say?
I don't know. How many times have you?
I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor.
I think it's, but now I regret it.
And now I regret what I done. A common tale to be true. A common tale, but true.
He thinks the judge watches too many old court movies.
He watches too much Matlock.
Wow.
He watches too much Law and Order. Dun-dun.
Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong.
Well, no, he didn't officially lose. If you kill the opponent before you lose, it's not a loss.
Yeah, so he still hasn't lost.
Yeah, it doesn't lost yet.
Okay. 3,500, that's nothing. Small and large, that's also kind of nothing. The one who was winning, it was the victim. The last hand, defendant played with all chips on table and lose. I think that tracks. I mean, I guess they're kind of pushed forward.
I mean, it's tough to say. Yes, I mean, it's tough to say if that's him playing with all chips on table.
I'm gonna assume it is, but
I think this might have to be
the moment
press.
loss was decided, defendant grabs the bottle from table. Yeah. All right. Let's start from here. I feel like we'll get something. You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing?
It must have been most unlucky day for him. I am glad I did not take other picture of him. It would break camera,
Ridiculous.
certainly. The chips, they went always to the victim's side of the table. So you're telling us it was a one-sided game? Da, one-sided, and
Last hand, play with all chips on table and lose. Last hand? What?
it was largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind.
It appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture. That is truly an excellent hand. However, so is the victim's.
One with highest number wins, so defendant loses. The victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next. Once cards laid down on table, it happened.
Okay, the moment loss was decided. And what happened next?
Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble. I did not believe such thing would happen.
What such thing?
Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How could such thing occur?
What such thing?
Niet. The defendant had been hitting victim. I saw it all happen right before me. I saw bottle coming down on victim's head. Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime.
Remember, your first goal is to gather information.
Yes, sir. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. Alright, well, I guess we'll press the other fucking statements. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be... exactly 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Okay, small and large chips. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips.
Explain? What is there to be explained? Poker chips are poker chips.
I didn't really look at his face in this pose. Like, the way he's like...
Oh, he's like...
It's really good. It's so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
They're not fish
Whoa!
chips. Not a chip off the old block.
You
Not a
apologize,
motorcycle cop. Not a...
Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth?
Yeah.
Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalist pig to understand.
Whoa! I can't believe they made a fucking capitalist joke in this game.
Wow.
They
Can
got
somebody in the
us.
chat tell me if that's what the original text was or if that was the localization? That's incredible.
Hard perhaps for capitalists.
That's so
to
good.
understand.
2 types of chip. 100 points chip and 1000 points chip. It is not money,
Justice.
Sir!
Don't you find her comments interesting?
In more ways than one, sir.
I'd have it added to her testimony
Oh,
myself.
we have to add up.
Well, does the
Yeah,
defense
yeah.
want the witness to add to her testimony?
Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this.
Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind.
Da, Your Honor.
All right, let's take a look at this picture. Take a look at this photograph.
Let's do math.
So we got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tinies, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
There's
7, 8,
10
9,
big
10.
ones.
Okay,
So that's more
That's,
than
10,600.
7,000. That's yeah. So the math does not
So I'm
add up.
assuming we present it here.
Present that.
Okay, good. I was like, it could be here or the line
yeah.
saying the max, but you're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes. Wait, if my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1, carry 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that... Look at this photograph that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up...
How much is it?
Do it yourself! You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. Yeah.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly. Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why.
Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. The chip count was wrong, the starting points were wrong, or both were right. I mean... part of me feels like I should say both are right, but I feel like the starting points were wrong would make more sense.
So, if 3,500 makes it sound like each person would start with 3 bigs and 5 smalls.
That's true. You're right. So that wouldn't work.
Basically, it seems like there's way too many big. There's more big chips than should be possible. So what is that of these? So what if
But
that?
it's the thing where, like,
these two
did somebody... Well, there's no way you would cheat to add more chips on the board. That would be the worst form of cheating you could do.
Right, be too obvious, right?
The chip count was wrong. The starting points were wrong. If both were right, but that... but I feel like that's the thing where they do, where they're like, oh, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, the good news is that 10,600 you can evenly divide into 2. it would be fucking wild for them to just start with 300 three small chips each.
Yeah, 5,300 each.
It also could be that the little chips are the 1,000 and the big chips.
Um,
Well, that's the other thing I was gonna add. I guess that's the one thing I've been thinking. Is there a chance? That it's
so
mixed
then
up?
both are right.
Yeah, is the idea
So
that
that would be what?
1, 2, 3,
That's
6,000.
6,000 and then 7,000.
7,000. Okay, yeah,
So-
duh.
so both are right.
I spent way too long to get there. I feel dumb.
Yeah, me too. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. And if all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness! I am madness!
Jesus Christ.
Madness?
No.
No. This is Japanifornia!
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Excellent work,
My only
Justice.
question is presumably Olga would fucking know this and would just explain this instantly. Why has she not?
It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself.
Nah, Wes told us. Well, I'm just glad that I was the one who said it.
But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing!
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number
No,
of
but
chips.
Phoenix had way more
still.
smaller chips, you
No.
idiots.
He just had way
Yeah.
more small chips. He's winning
Mhm.
hard.
Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math and add up the points for each side of the table. He's like, please don't make me do math.
I'm really bad at it.
The victim, Mr. Smith. Oh, hold
I
on.
did one of those.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points.
Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible!
My client had even less of a reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
He's just a really sore winner.
I beat you!
Now
Now I'm gonna kill you!
Loser dies. Ha ha.
That's the game that we play.
Wine bottle.
Yeah,
We
it's not.
can't,
it
we
is
can't send you to the
gambling
shadow
with
realm,
your
but
life.
we can fucking kill you.
I didn't mean to. I missed the opportunity for it. There wasn't a great setup. I didn't want to make a joke when they were talking about it being a game to that everyone should just ignore the loaded revolver with run round on the table.
Yeah.
It was just a nice game.
Yeah!
Now, Mrs. Orley, you must have known.
Mrs.
You must have
O'Reilly.
known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you?
Ah!
Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive. And Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never
The defeat
happened.
never happened.
The defeat never happened.
Nunguk.
We must now ask ourselves. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness's testimony or. Excuse me? What is it, Mrs. Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, You
See what, Miss Orley? What do we see?
in the
The
last
reason why
hand,
kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Good.
in the last hand, there was cheat.
Cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a treat?
Happy Halloween, everybody.
I was gonna say Happy Halloween, everyone.
Good night, everybody. A scam?
They're all the same thing!
Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great. Just great. First we have lying, now cheating.
Well, well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting...
Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
Dun, dun.
It's the final hand!
Okay, the final hand.
The last hand, both men had full house.
Everywhere you look!
The milkman, the paper boy.
There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace
Is this game
to
gonna
king.
explain how fucking cards work now? Like,
I think
god
so,
damn
yeah.
it.
Yep.
If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Oh, poor Mr. Smith.
Mrs. Orley! Why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers.
Yeah. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
I was gonna say if both people have a full house.
The green 8-ball, the less than scrupulous tactician.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house?
Lawyers
Well,
these
Dave
days.
Coulier, Bob Saget.
Rest in peace. Olsen twins.
You don't know your poker.
I love how
Chick that's now trying to make their own Christian version of the Hallmark Channel.
wait, isn't the Hallmark Channel already a
yeah.
Christian channel?
No,
Kinda.
they've started to occasionally allow. I think Hallmark has one movie with a lesbian couple or
Oh
something,
yeah, they do.
or maybe like a lesbian
Yeah.
side character or something. It acknowledges that LGBT.
Wow.
They've
Isn't
acknowledged that
that great?
LGBTQ people exist, which is obviously too much for.
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring?
Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind.
I know that I have 2 pair, sir. Yeah. No
What?
problem.
I'm suing you for sexual harassment.
2 cards with the same number make a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind.
Good. Now, picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind.
Good, you're doing it.
That's how are you doing that, Justice? You've made the cards materialize. That's a full house.
It doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
So what is the thing?
So Phoenix
They
has
don't
got
look different.
7s over aces.
The other guy looks like he has kings over aces.
Kings over aces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all
But
different
with-
aces.
With 2 decks, and also with 2 decks, I'm not seeing the issue. Because they said they play with 2 decks,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, which means there could be up to 2 of the same king suit or 2 of the same 7 suit. I don't even think
I
we
don't,
have
I don't think
that.
anything's actually doubled here. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now it just seems like there's 4 aces of different suits and a scattering of 7 and
Wow.
kings. Again, this is statistically nearly
Yeah,
impossible,
yeah.
but nothing about it demands cheating.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? It's a good point. Both men have a full house. There's 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Let's press this.
Yeah, press that.
Yeah.
How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
What? Did he?
I don't
Okay.
see that. Also, once again, 2 decks.
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well.
Oh, he had
Okay.
3 aces, not 3 kings, 2 aces.
Well, but
Wait,
look
wait,
at the
wait,
thing
Wait,
again.
is that wait?
Because
That's
he
not the
has
same
3
thing as-
kings.
Yeah, that's not the same as the picture.
Oh no, you're
Yeah, he
totally
has
right.
3 kings.
Yeah, he's got
Okay, so
3
she's
kings.
just lying about this.
Yeah, okay. So that's a,
Okay.
that's a contradiction.
Mr.
Yeah.
Smith's hand has 3 aces.
Your mom lets you have 3 aces?
And Mr. Wright's 2.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand?
Your Honor, send this man to jail. Put this man in contempt of court. Perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please.
Okay, we got our ass. 3 aces,
Great,
and Mr.
got
Rice has
it.
2. It's
Yeah.
5 aces in all. Not according to this picture, idiot. It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken?
Boo.
But my
Boo.
name...
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
No. It just means she's married to Liam Neeson's character from those movies,
That's
Mr.
good.
Taken.
He does have a
I
specific
love
set of
that.
skills.
I love those movies. The movies with Mr. Taken guy.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words,
You
use
call
your
it stupid.
finger to point out your
Wow.
point.
Say point one more time.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's
If
testimony?
it doesn't give me this, I'm gonna be mad.
Take that!
Mrs. Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Quote, Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, but as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only had 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the third ace in question.
Still
Take
no.
another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, and it's going on here in this courtroom. Ah!
2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating. I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day.
You're right to trust your instincts.
Mr. Gavin?
Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
The cards?
Mr.
Yeah,
Payne.
when you look at their heart.
Part of the cards.
Ah!
Yes.
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well. The prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's
I
cards?
wish we could do both, but sure, video game. If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I mean, based on what was happening, I feel like it has to be the victim's hand, but now I'm like, oh, maybe we should see Phoenix's hand just in case. Well, we'll
This is an interesting. I don't actually know what they're.
I mean, it doesn't look like we can lose points on this, so I feel like let's
Yeah,
start with
I'm curious
victims and
about
then
both.
go.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious
Yeah.
about both. Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I'd be curious about both of
It
them.
was the victim's hand that was changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Okay.
Well, time's a wasting. Get to it, Justice.
Yes, sir! Oh, the game is doing this for me. Oh.
When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using the dials on the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective on the case.
Okay, let's do this! Is it backs? Yeah.
Oh.
What?
One back.
Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards! The back is a different color!
That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand.
Well.
What was that, Miss Orley?
No. Yet. I merely said. Da! I have.
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes?
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say? The dealer.
Ah.
Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley?
She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Order! Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That was a choice to make that line.
That's an interesting little decision to do there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That's funny. I like that.
Ooh. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand.
Ergo, what are you, Miles Edgeworth? Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith.
Yes. This is Apollo's breakdown theme.
Ooh. Not only did she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you?
Time for justice! Man, I bet he just loves saying that all the time.
Apollo.
There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. What? Oh.
If Mr. Wright isn't guilty,
He was saying I am to the judge.
am.
That's incredibly funny.
No, but the fact that that's how you read it
I
is
think-
fucking hilarious.
No, I think Apollo just admitted he's the guilty party.
Got me
here.
again, Phoenix Wright. I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Early, of murder.
Yeah.
Is she gonna catch those or? Oh, okay.
Oh, well, got
Yeah.
lucky.
Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
It appears she has lost, consciousness, Your Honor.
A lot of people do that in this court.
Well, where is her consciousness? Let's help her find it. Mr. Justice,
Your Honor.
did you take Miss Orley's consciousness?
No.
It seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out.
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Oh shit, that's a Phoenix objection. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
Thought they said they played. I guess the 2 decks they played with both. Ah.
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous.
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright
This
has
guy's
a
a fucking
talent
pain in the ass.
for
he
the
never lets-
ridiculous.
He never lets me get to Chili's for happy hour.
You're right, Your Honor. I'm just kind of blue ballsing you
Wow.
right now.
Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
That's what I just said. The 2 decks at the club had different colored backs. Blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up.
Hey, fuck you.
We used the red deck for the last game.
I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue card.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix. Which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, the card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was
Oh.
swapped.
It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? Fuck, man. Well, I had to be before the murder. Right? Because she said that she swapped it. I guess she could have done it later.
Well,
But she said
No,
she said she
so
swapped
right.
it the other way.
Mm.
So that after the murder,
It's
someone-
after
Yeah,
the murder.
yeah, it's gotta be
yeah,
after.
someone swaps it back
Because
the
this
other
is, they're
way.
like, oh, if we give him the better hand, it's gonna make Phoenix look more suspicious.
Yeah.
Also, I do love the idea of during
Like,
the murder, just like
as they're
while Phoenix
bonking,
is-
swapping
while-
it.
Yeah. While someone's beating him up a wide bounce, I'm just like, I'm
Roll.
moving these cars.
He's like-
around.
He's like, "Hey, what's that?" Swap.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Rolling a nat 20 on Slave Man. Per
And chat, I will say I have played Apollo Justice before. I remember this game the least out of any of the Ace Attorney games I've ever played. So I might like guess some stuff. And if I do, it's genuinely because I
100% because
don't
he's reading.
yeah, it's because I'm spoiling everything. But I think the reason for this is because whoever swapped places of the thing was trying to confuse where each of them was sitting.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what's going on.
Perhaps it happened after the murder?
What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Damn, get his ass.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh, even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who?
The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orley.
Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? I think it's someone else. I actually think
someone else.
I know who the murderer is, and it's kind of fucked up. But it's very cool for an intro case. I want to hold on to it because I don't want to spoil it. Or what my theory is. I'll talk about when we get to the end. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orley either.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orley at
Okay,
this
yeah,
point.
you fucking would, wouldn't you, Kristoff? You fucking murderer. I'm fucking calling it. It's fucking Kristoff, baby. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping a wrong color card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is.
Fun? How about confusing? I've no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
I think this case is about to turn out.
A new direction? I love those guys.
We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made 2 critical mistakes.
I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card.
Because the one who did the swap didn't know 2 colored cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the 5th ace. The person replaced the 5th ace with the king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist!
True. Not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there at the night of the scene of the crime. There that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
This trial has proceeded on one central assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption.
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes.
Now, chat, remind me, is there like a to be continued?
I believe there
or
is.
does
I
it just
believe
go
there is.
right back?
Yeah.
There is? Okay, great. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well now, I think you know the answer to that.
Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time.
Bro,
for mystery.
your face right now is that you are absolutely an evil anime mastermind, and you are fucking you.
What are you talking about?
Is this gonna be why Clavier doesn't like us or something? Because we got his
That's a good
whatever
point. I didn't.
brother.
Glare on the glasses never means bad
No,
stuff,
no.
guys. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph. I also read it that way. I'm glad you did too.
It's funny because whenever he says that, it just sounds like Christoph Gavin goes around going, "Justice, justice."
Yes, sir.
The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me.
You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. It's a picture of my daughter in there. 3D animation!
Yeah, look at her.
I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. Nah, it's not going to happen in this game. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never! Honest! But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Huh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. And that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah.
I mean, Pridge, is that true? If you can figure out what your opponent's thinking, do you win?
No. But to be fair, I'm bad at poker, so
Well,
do with that one.
yeah, but that's harder than it sounds.
Listen,
I think not.
you're still the funniest lawyer
Exactly,
just because you're not the best at poker lawyer.
I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss Orley.
Wait, did no one ever tell you to read body language?
She would touch the back of her neck
Oh,
during certain
yeah.
parts of her testimony. All right, there's the whole gimmick for this
Yeah,
game.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know we got it this fast.
Oh, do they actually have people having
Yeah.
tells?
That's the
Yeah,
gimmick for this one.
it's
Wow.
a really. I like Apollo Justice's gimmick. It's
Can
probably
you press?
it's
Can you press X to doubt?
Yes, you can.
yeah, you can. You're right. Honestly, this is probably my favorite gameplay gimmick in all of Ace
Mm.
Attorney. Like it's cool.
Did you notice? No. Come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass this secret on to you. But I'm not worthy! I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No.
You're
I'm
not
worthy.
You're not worthy to learn the most. You're not worthy to learn the most basic
Yeah.
thing ever. People's body language. What is it? I don't know if it's ever choosing. Like 70% of communication is
Mhm.
nonverbal. No one taught you this very basic fact of life.
You can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. Almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know. I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it!
Yeah, I've been lying this whole
My
time.
reasons, of course.
I killed that. I
All
killed
shall
that
be
guy.
revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. Hey, look at that. Could not have been
Look at that.
better
It's exactly
timed.
10 o'clock.
Wow. Ooh. A new little jingle there. It's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Going right
Folks, that's going to do it for the first episode of Apollo Justice with an actual lawyer. Again, if you like this, follow us on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam. See us live there in the coming weeks. God damn, we're still at like almost 600 viewers. That's bonkers. That's bonkers, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into this.
Thank you guys.
Bonkers, y'all. Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
hanging
you.
out with us.
Yeah, thanks for
I'm
coming.
excited to get into this new
Mhm.
trilogy.
Yeah, we're really happy that you guys
For real,
came
for real.
and
That means a
hung
lot.
out with us.
Goodness gracious. And support us on patreon.com/SaveTheTeam if you can. But until next time, folks, stick around for art, because court is adjourned. Pam with Apollo Justice Time. Woo! I can't wait for you guys to enjoy the most memorable game in the entire series. Here's the Trucy to start things off. Yeah.
Aw.
Very, very cute. Very, very cute Trucy. Bacon with Apollo Time. Woohoo! Take that. A Trucy for your troubles. Yeah.
Aw,
This is
that's a
really
great
cool.
Trucy.
And I love like the like geometric shape behind her and the cards falling and floating and everything. It's really, really sick. The pose is great, I guess is what I mean to say. Just random idiot with, okay, this has been set up. It's time for me to disappear for another few weeks before we see more interaction with the Apollo Justice cast.
Mr. Right, Miss Faye, our friend invented a device that allows us to visit the future and see you two whenever we wish. You're not Mr. Right.
Oh, hey guys, been a while since we last saw each other.
Daddy, you know these people.
What happened while we were gone?
That's really funny, and I love the expressions you drew on Apollo. Very, very good. Neil with funny story, got to turn about Trump drawing, but the wire from my drawing tablet stopped working. No! So I hope I can replace it before you guys finish the case. But if I can't in the meantime, it's whatever. In the meantime, did anyone order a serving of angst? This is so good. Like, talk about visual storytelling. You don't even need text in these pictures to explain like what is happening here. Of just Mia showing up, talking about her adventures, talking about her sister, Red White, replacing the dead flowers in Diego's office, talking about Phoenix starting to work for her. And then the flowers stop getting changed. And he finally wakes up. Boom! It's terribly good at conveying emotion.
Yeah, that's good.
Kima in the chat says it's like loss. I fucking hate that you're not wrong. Neil, this is incredible. So good.
Really good.
Emma Sky with I went to my first convention on Saturday and I met amazing people and had a blast. Me and my Skate plush cosplayed as Magical Girl Trucy Wright. Hell yeah!
Yeah,
I love that.
I love how you always dress up the Inosuke plush, no matter what, and the fact that you are matching outfits with him is so
it's fucking
cute.
rad. That's so good. Hell yeah, Emma Sky.
Yeah.
Don Ruby with I showed off a Western style. Excuse me. A Western style Apollo cosplay a few months ago, but just to celebrate the start of his game, I thought I'd show off his normal look. Enjoy a few photos of me doing some favorite sprites from throughout his trilogy. Look out, world, here comes justice. Yeah!
Yeah.
Again, these are so, like, the fit is so good. The fact that you did the poses, the bench, hunkered down on the bench is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look fucking clean. Like, looking fucking clean. Hell yeah, Don. Infamously dorky with Sith Lords bleed their lightsabers to make them red, so I thought, all of England will know what you've done.
I've gone too far to be stopped now.
Yeah! I love that he has a katana lightsaber. That's pretty fucking sick, actually. This is so good, Dorky. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Society with a few weeks ago on my last Eustace drawing, Wes said his head looks like a shoe. But the question is, does it look like a gum shoe? I present Gum Eustace bag. It's really good.
Damn.
Gum Shoestis is also just a 10 out of 10.
Stupid pal, you made me look bad. Amazing. Say with I've got the honors to work on an Ace Attorney charity zine, Lawfully Wedded. So here's a preview of my piece. I made Albert and Barrick because they make me want to throw them against the wall. Lovingly. I'm so normal about them. Do go check the zine page on Twitter or Tumblr. Thanks. Lawfully Wedded. Okay, yeah. Look that up, folks, because this looks incredible. This is
that's a really
really good. I love the fucking veil on Barrick Van Zeeks just kills me. And the lighting and the color choices on this is awesome. So hell yeah, Say. Yay Love with an old comic finally relevant to the stream.
Right. Is that you?
Edgeworth, how you doing? I like the glasses.
You look so unkempt.
Yeah, no reason to dress nice or shave if I'm not going to court, right?
My car. Prosecutor's lot.
Someone's
Now.
got a scruff fetish. Very good. Teds and Moss with fuck yeah, Apollo Justice time. He's fine. Today is Phoenix's birthday. Also, my birthday is this Friday. So happy early birthday to me. Happy early birthday.
Yay!
Yeah, very, very cute. October 12th is also Ace Attorney's birthday. So many birthdays. Wow. Very, very good. Love all the tiny phoenixes. hanging out on Big Phoenix. I finally got no more DL6 stuff. I don't think I've shown you my redesign for Pearl yet, so here she is. Oh, so cute.
What? Why does Mr. Nick call you baby girl?
How about we stop talking for a little while?
I love this Pearl so much, especially with her little hair
Yeah,
heart
she's
thing.
very cute.
DJ Sala with holy nuts, I just realized I never showed y'all. Beanix beanie I make. Here, eat up. Yeah. The fact that you custom stitch this is really, really good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's very
And I like that
impressive.
you used like 2 different colors on the papa. So hell yeah. Back with new game means someone decided to reboot our favorite show. This game needs more characters. Also, didn't totally rush this after being out all day, randomly deciding to make some art on the train home. Yeah. No, this is super good, Beck.
Attorney Bunch.
I love this bit.
And introducing Badge.
The favorite Ace Attorney character, Badge.
Everyone's favorite character.
Spook with so happy you guys started Apollo Justice. This is an older doodle because I've been busy, but I love it so much. I love these two so much. Looking forward to drawing them more. Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this
I
a
love
lot.
the poses on them for this. It's really, really clean. And like the coloring, that Clavier is like so much lighter. Or Kristoff is so much lighter than Phoenix is like darker. And Chrono Wizard!
Oh, and at the buzzer!
With needed some sleep this last week, so I couldn't finish my poster, but I had to draw something for the premiere. So here's a bit I drew for Discord a while back, and my super not last minute attempt at a stylized Apollo. Dear me. Lol, that's cute. It's really good. I love
really
just the
good.
proportions on these two is incredible. And wait. Oh, I'm fine. Oh,
And that's for yelling in my courtroom.
fine. Ugh.
Got him.
Very good.